Hi everyone. Well, I know it's been a long time since I've had an opportunity to do a video, but I have been getting your comments and your responses and your Facebook messages. So thank you very much. I do enjoy hearing from you. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to answer everyone, but still feel free to leave me messages, or if there's a question I still didn't answer, go ahead and Facebook message me. That's usually the fastest way for me to be able to respond, is through the Facebook message app that I use. So if you have a question, feel free to contact me through that, and I'm usually better about answering on there than I am through my YouTube comments. Well, this year I've kind of had to take crafting on the go. Life is just busy, and so I've started to take up crochet. My friend started me with amigurumi, which is Japanese small stuffed animals, and some of you may have seen the first one I made, which was an owl. I posted that on my Instagram. I had a lot of fun making it, and since I was using, I think it was a UK pattern, but anyway, I needed some crochet hooks because the only type I ever had that I've ever owned may be what you are familiar with as well. It was a set from Walmart that was similar to this. This is the Boye, B-O-Y-E, hook set. I think there's also one called Crochet Dude. There's also Susan Bates. Most of them make a set very similar to this, and all it is they have their aluminum hooks for crochet, and then these are called steel hooks, and those are usually for doilies and lace, really fine work. Those are very tiny tips. So you can get a very inexpensive set like this to start crochet for under $25 at walmart.com. I printed this off of their website today. So if you're looking for a set to start yourself very inexpensively, then you can start with a set like this. Now, the reason why I didn't do a lot of crochet recently is because I have a lot of dexterity issues with my right hand in particular. So I don't know if some of you have maybe arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, but using the very small metal hooks is very difficult to grasp if you have any type of dexterity issues. Well, these hooks are very nice because they have what's called an elastomer casing on it. It's kind of soft but kind of stiff at the same time, but the best thing is a lot of times my hand just wants to curl like this, especially when I'm in a lot of pain. It'll just go into a fist. Well, even in this position, I can still hold the hook. It's very easy to hold, and I can still do crochet even on some of my worst days. Now, I don't have arthritis, I have MS, but I'm hoping that this may help some of you who would like to crochet who may have other issues with their hands as well. So that's why I specifically chose this set, and it's made by a company in Japan called Tulip. Now, the original Tulip set, like if you buy the whole kit, it comes with 10 hooks. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, 9, and 10. So that's the hook set. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, these 10 come in a set, and you can get it on Joann's.com in a pink zipper pouch with a zipper. I happen to get mine off of Blitsy individually, so mine look a little different, but they're really the same set. So this is what would come in the original set. Now, when I go to some generic websites like Amazon or Walmart, there are some negative reviews, and the reason of those negative reviews is they're talking about the sizing of their stitches or the measurements of the gauge not coming out correctly. Well, it really is not the fault of these hooks themselves. Rather, these hooks are based upon the Japanese standard. There are at least 3 standards that I know of. There's the US standard crochet hooks, there's the Japanese standard, and there's the UK Canada standard. So there's a bit of a conversion that sometimes has to be made unless you strictly go by the actual metric measurements located on these hooks themselves. So let me show you an example. There's a website that has a conversion chart. Let me see if I can fit it all on here for you. And you'll see these are the 10 hooks that come with Tulip. Tulip Etimo Rose is what they are called. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Over here is the matching metric system measurement for those specific hooks. Then on this side, they label the UK, which you can see they have a lot more hooks than the Japanese measurement. And then this is probably what most are familiar with, because this is what's sold at Walmart and Joann's and Michael's if you're doing Susan Bates brand, or what's another one? Armor, Clover Soft Touch, any of the US based brands. This is what you're going to be familiar with, seeing B, C, D, E, F, G. So there's more sizes in the US sizing than there is necessarily with the Japanese sizing. But Tulip didn't stop there. They went ahead and went a step further. They do also have a US brand. So first, let me show you what these come in. So the standard Japanese ones are typically called Etimo Rose. And this right here is just naming the color that they have on their handles. So this is considered the Rose collection, and those are typically the Japanese measurement handles. Okay, so the next ones they have are these gray ones, and they just call them Tulip, and they'll have the big US number on the front. And on the back, they'll have the measurement chart of what we're used to hearing in the States, as well as what the metric measurements are to find the equivalent. So let me explain. So say you have the Japanese set, and we go back to this chart. You'll see here the Japanese set is missing a C2. It's also missing a D3 and the F5. So you can purchase those individually in these packages right here. So the C2 is 2.75 millimeters. So that would fit right in between these two sizes right here. The D3 is 3.25 millimeters. So that one can easily fit right here, and then that one that I just showed you in the box, the F, would fit right here. Now all the other sizes are already matched in the Japanese system. For example, US standard H8 is typically 5 millimeters. So I look at the millimeters on these handles, and here we have on this 8 hook here, it has 5 millimeters. So I don't need to buy the US version of the H because I already have it included with this set, as well as all of these other sizes. I have a 5.5 right here, and I have a 6 right here. So I have everything I need to do anything for a Japanese pattern or for an English pattern. Now, if that doesn't interest you, if you're going to specifically if you're specifically going to use US patterns, Tulip is going to help you out there as well. They have released a kit that looks similar to this. I'll explain this one in a minute, but what it does is these cases roll up, and they have a little snap closure here, and they just close nicely. So on Joann's.com, you may see a set that looks similar to this, but it's all gray, solid like gray flannel. So that will have these specific hooks, just the gray hooks. So all of these sizes that are listed here, B1, C2, D3, all of these hooks are included in that kit that you can find just like this, and I believe Walmart has it as well. And those are the US sized hooks. So if you don't want to have to convert and you want it to be as easy as possible for you, but you like these handles, look for the gray set made by Tulip. So the entire kit will be made of hooks that look like this color, and they will match any of the US patterns that you are used to using. So I kind of did the reverse. I started with the Japanese set, which is the pink set. So if you love pink and you like that pink set, just remember that it's based upon the Japanese system, and you'll need to fill in a couple of extra sizes that you may not have. Now, vice versa is true. If you buy the gray set and you decide that you want to fill in a few of the other sizes, you can do that as well. You just look for the Etimo Rose, and you can buy them individually packaged. So for example, the US sizing does not have a size 2 millimeter. So you could buy that single Etimo Rose there, and you could also buy a 2.5, and you could buy a 3. So you can get those individual separately after you buy your master set that you're used to working with. So these are the actual crochet hooks. Again, Tulip Etimo has the pink, or what's called the rose set, which is based on the Japanese standard. Then they have the gray set, which is based on the US standard. They also sell another set, which brings me back to this one. It's a blue and white stripe, but the set is actually called Lavender. The reason why it's called Lavender is, I don't know, on the camera, it may look gray. I initially thought these were gray, but these are actually lavender. So these are very small, what's called steel hooks, and these are typically used for doilies and lace. Very, very fine, and the very thin crochet threads that you see. That's what these are for. Now, the Japanese standard has very few. So like in this set, I believe it comes with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So the Japanese standard set comes with 8 steel hooks. Whereas the US set, if we go back to this conversion chart from this website here, you'll see the US has a ton. They have 14, 15, 16 different hooks for that particular size. And this is probably the most misunderstood hook set that I've seen reviewed on Walmart and on Amazon. And that's because this is not US standard. Again, this one is Japanese standard. So let me give you an example. On this particular hook, it says number 0. But if we look at the millimeters, it says 1.75. So if we go to our chart and we look at 0 for the US standard, that's 2.55. The actual US standard for 1.75 is hook number 4. But on the Japanese size, if we went to hook number 4, that one is only 1.25. So you can see that if someone isn't familiar with where the hooks are from, what the country of origin is, it can get kind of confusing, and your work may turn out a totally different size than the instructions on your project, based upon not only the conversion chart that you're using, but upon where your specific hooks are from. So the best advice I can give you is, if and when you buy any crochet set, go to the actual manufacturer website and download their sheets. So this is directly from the Tulip website, Tulip Japan, and it shows the actual sizes of their hooks. Again, this is Japanese standard, along with what those sizes are in the millimeters. They also have those other sets I was talking about, which is set to the US standard here. And here it shows what the corresponding measurement is. And again, the same thing goes for their very small steel crochet hooks. These numbers are very different than the US standard, so make sure to double check with your millimeters. If you strictly go off your millimeters, you're going to be okay. Many professional patterns will have both measurements. They will include both the crochet hook, but they'll also include millimeters because they understand that different people have different sets depending on where they live around the world. So just keep in mind what patterns you're using, and then it will all make sense. So I hope that helped you understand more about the Tulip collection. It is a very easy collection to use. Again, if you're strictly working with US standard, I highly recommend that you just buy the gray set. Again, just the comfort and the ease of these hooks is amazing. But if you want to find a US equivalent, it seems like the Armor brand is growing very much so in popularity. I believe it's a US brand, but they're being made in Japan, and they have this same type of handle and same type of feel. I haven't used them since I have these here. Another brand you might try is Clover Soft Touch. Theirs has a yellow hard edge and then two soft green spots right here that you hold on to. So that might work for you as well. But primarily I just wanted to explain the Tulip sets, and that not only is the Japanese measurement available, but so is the US measurement. And of course, if you work with the millimeter measurements, you're going to be okay across the board no matter what you're using. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll get to post some more of my crochet projects. A lot of those are usually some other YouTube videos that I have watched, so that's why I haven't been recreating their work here on YouTube, as I've been trying to learn how to crochet. So that's why I haven't really posted that many videos, because I don't want to recreate somebody else's work right here. But this was one thing that I wanted to make sure to explain today. So I hope you get to try the Tulip brand out, and they're very comfortable, and thank you so much for watching. See you soon.